Hi everyone, it's Josephine here for Bread, Grains and Things, and today before I get into my bread, I'm going to just give you a little tidbit about the grains that I'm about to use in the bread today. It's called quinoa. Today I'm using the red quinoa, but it also comes in white and black. I don't have the black to show you, but it comes in black. Just picture a black grain looking just like this guy. So quinoa is actually one of the superfoods, the super grain. Okay, so it's high in protein and it's high in 8 essential amino acids. So that's what I have for you about quinoa, and now I'm going to go into my breads. Okay, for my spinach bread, I will be using a 16-ounce packet of frozen spinach. This is a 1/4 cup of olive oil, a 1/4 cup of agave nectar, 1 teaspoon of salt, that's a tablespoon of salt, 2 tablespoons of yeast, 1 cup of white flour. You could use more. I just only have 1 cup, so that's what I'm using. You could use more. 2½ cups of quinoa, red quinoa, boiled, already cooked and cooled. This is 6 cups of whole wheat white flour, and this is ½ cup of flaxseed. Okay, so first what we're going to do, we're going to add about 2½ cups of hot water. See how hot that water is? 1, 2, and about 1/2. Alright. To that, I'm going to add my other ingredients. So first I'm going to add my liquid, my oil, my agave, get all that out of there. I'm going to add my quinoa. Now you could add as much or as little as you want. I'm going to add all of it. I like a lot of grains, so to that I'm going to add my spinach. This is my famous bread, guys, so I hope you try it. This is what I'm famous for. Alright, to that I'm going to add I'm going to add some of my flour. Now this is a lot of ingredients for this one particular mixer. My mixer is not that big. And on top of all of that, I'm going to add my yeast. Remember, add the yeast on top of the flour. And now we're going to start up the mixer. Slow. Mix till it's incorporated. Then we're going to continue adding flour until it cleans the sides of the bowl. Open it up, scrape down the sides a little bit. Now I'm going to add a little bit more flour to this. And I don't want to forget my white flour because it's going to help it be a little lighter. I'm going to add the last of my flour, and it looks like I'm going to need to add a little bit more flour to this. Usually that's enough, but it looks like a little bit of a soft dough. I want it to not be sticky, but I'll add that as I add it to my countertop. Okay, at this point I took it out of the mixing bowl, and I just wanted to, it was a little bit sticky still, So I was just gonna, I'm kneading it into a ball. The ball. Alright, so you have a nice ball. See spinach. It's a little sticky, but that's fine. You don't want it to be too sticky, like overwhelmingly sticky. But there it goes. So same rules apply. You're gonna oil the bowl. Put a little bit of oil in the bowl. Put a little bit more. Alright. I'm gonna put this down top first. See, it's a little soft, but that's fine. I'm gonna flip that over. And then there you can see my quinoa spinach bread. I'm gonna leave it to rise in a warm spot. That's enough oil. I'm gonna leave it to rise, and when I come back to it, it's gonna be probably like yay high. Beautiful. So that's it for now. Next step. I have oil in my hands, and now I'm gonna punch down my dough. My beautiful dough, I'm gonna punch it down. I'm gonna transfer it onto the counter, put a little bit of oil. And what I'm gonna do today is make a bunch of individual rolls slash buns, like flat bake type buns. I just call them whatever. I just love how it looks. You see the you can see the greens coming through. I just love that. So I'm gonna make like rolls, like a roll. Basically, that's what you call it. I'm gonna make about 12 for my sheet here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, cut these in. And to make a roll, basically all you do is knead it into a ball type. Get a nice smooth finish. There you go. And you put it down flat. I have parchment paper. I'm going to put 12 on this. I like to do individuals only because it's easy. Everybody could just take their own. They don't have to cut into a loaf of bread. It's convenient. There we go. Okay, so I shaped 12 separate dough balls. I put them here. I'm going to let them rest until they rise, until they're double in size. And then when they're double in size, well, they won't be double, maybe like a little bit bigger. You'll see them fluff up, and then I'm going to put them in the oven. These are going to rise a little bit more, even more when they get into the oven. 350 degrees for about 20 to 25 minutes. They're going to check it to see when it's hollow. You're going to know when it's done. So I'm going to do that, and this is one way of doing it right now. And the next way would be over here. I already made these 6 little balls, and I have my thing. What I'm going to do is, this is another one of the ways that I like to do it, flat. I'm pretty sure you saw pictures of that. Pictures of my flat dough. I'm going to put 3 in each one. And we're also going to let this rise. I love these because, you know, everybody wants a different sandwich possibly. This way everybody can have whatever they want. So, just flatten it out. I'm going to let it rise. Maybe punch some holes in it for decoration. And then I have one more that I'm going to do. I know this seems like a lot of bread, but this is, like I said, my family's favorite. Sometimes I use the quinoa. Sometimes I use my my farro. I have used white quinoa, red quinoa. You see that's the red quinoa. I'm going to talk about that. A second. And now my last dough, this one here is special. Special because this could be one big sandwich, and I'm gonna make a sandwich with it and show it to you in a little bit. Well, probably another video when I show you how I incorporate my grains into my sandwiches and whatnot. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna make a nice big, I'm gonna put a little bit of oil on my rolling pin just so it wouldn't stick. Just a little bit, not a lot. Alright, we're gonna roll that out to about, I should probably measure it. Roll that up nice and flat. And you could do this by hand. Rolling pin is optional. I'm gonna put this on a pan, let it rise up a little bit more, and I'm gonna show you the next step. Okay, so at this point, I'm gonna just put some holes in it there, like that, make some indentures into my little guys, like that. Then I'm gonna sprinkle a little bit of EVOO, extra virgin olive oil. I know that seems like a lot, but you know what? This is going to really bake up nice, and it's going to give it a crispy, beautiful top. It's just, I mean, trust me on that, you're going to love it. And then we take a little bit of salt. This is sea salt. It's very good salt. Not that you should put, don't put a lot, you know, because I don't want nobody to have problems. Let me see. Miss bread grains and things did it to me. Anyway, sprinkle a little bit of salt on it. That got a little bit much over there, but don't worry. Scrape off the excess, just to give a little extra flavor. Another thing that I like to do, I put some thyme on top. You could come running low on my thyme here. Running a little bit, sprinkling anyhow. Just a little bit, you know, just for added flavor. That nice Alright, so yeah, that's what I'm going to do to these. And then I'm going to put them into the oven along with my rolls over here, which I'm not going to brush with eggs. I could put a little bit of olive oil on top just to give it a little bit of, not that it's necessary, trust me, it's going to eat with or without the oil. I just love what the oil does. It gives it a nice little crispiness on the top. I mean, give it a try. Let me know what you think. Alright, I'm going to pop that into the oven, 350 degrees, about 20 minutes, 25. You know, check on it every so often, and I'll be back to you when these are done. Okay, so I just pulled these out of the oven. So you're going to know that it's done by, you know, obviously color. You can test it by sticking it with a knife or something. What I did was I stick it with a meat thermometer, and when it goes up to 180, it's usually done. Probably cool down a second. But anyway, they're still pretty hot. It's going up there, it's like 180. It's going to hit 180 in a second. And there we go, 180. So yeah, this is pretty much done. Another way to know that it's done, you hear that hollow sound. That's a good indication. Alright, so this is the rolls that I made. These are the flat bakes that I made. See, beautiful thyme on top. Them over here as well. And the last one that I was going to do, which I didn't get a chance to put it in because there was no room in my oven, and also because there's a different technique that I want to show you. Not technique so much as, well, you'll see what I mean. I turned my oven up to 500 degrees, and I'm going to let it get a little hotter. But in the meanwhile, what I'm going to do, I'm going to punch holes in this one. Like, yeah, but you did that already, I know. Well, this one here, what I'm going to do is, I don't have any more time. As you saw, I ran out of time. So what I'm going to do, similar situation, and sprinkle, 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 and get that oil in there. And then I'm going to sprinkle, I have this everyday seasoning here. It's just basically different seasonings. Also has sea salt in it, a little bit. It's a very good seasoning. It's an organic seasoning, so don't worry, I'm not overdoing it too much, I hope. I'm not. Anyway, just joking. Alright, so what I'm going to do here now is I'm going to put this into the oven on the bottom shelf. And if you look in the bottom of my oven, I have a pizza stone. So I'm going to put that on my pizza stone so that I get a really nice crust on the bottom. That's what I'm going for, a nice crust. And that's also going to rise up a little bit more. I wish I had a light in my oven to show it to you. But it's going to rise up a little more, and it's going to get really nice and golden. So this is beautiful. I'm going to open, it's pretty hot. I'm going to tear into one of these rolls. Oh, hot. But it's really good. Oh. Oh. It's good, guys. give it a try. I'm going to put some pictures of my finished bread, and you'll see for yourself they're really good. Taste is really awesome. And the salt, I didn't overdo it with the salt in the bread. I didn't overdo the salt in the bread, so putting a little salt on top, not bad. It actually is good. And you know, you're gonna see the pictures of the finished bread. And you know what? It's a good thing to do too. Consider this. Instead, when you're making homemade pizza for your family, add some grains into the dough. Maybe some quinoa. I have the white quinoa if you don't want it to look too obvious, or you can use the red quinoa. You can use chia seeds. As you see, I used chia seeds before. Anything you want to do. The world is your swimming pool. Anyhow, try it and let me know what you think. Leave your comments, subscribe, like the video. You know, just let me know what you think, and we'll be in touch. Bye.